Hello everyone, this is DavidViadel23 and welcome to the Mandragon's Cave. Today we're going to be talking about Vegapunk from One Piece and what I think is going to be his storyline going forward. So I think talking about Vegapunk at the moment it's a very interesting concept because all the things that are happening in EggHead. My last video I've been talking a little bit about Dragon, and I've been talking about the world government, I've been talking about Kuma as well these days. So what I actually want to mention is at the moment in EggHead there's this order from the Gorosei to kill Vegapunk. That means all the Vegapunks. That is very important because we have so many Vegapunks at the moment. We have 7 Vegapunks, some of them are already out of commission. Others are almost out of commission, and I think if you see my Frankie video, please go and check out my previous video. If you see my Frankie video, you will see that I think we are gonna have a Frankie protection moment against Saturn, and Saturn is gonna destroy. I think Saturn is gonna destroy Frankie and leave him in a very, very bad shape, and someone is gonna need to reconstruct him. I think this is gonna be Vegapunk. At the same time, we see that Kuma is gonna be showing up. Probably, it seems like Kuma is gonna be showing up because of the flashback, etc. And we know as well that if this happens to Frankie, the only one probably being able to fix it is going to be Vegapunk, so he will have an upgrade. Please check out that video that I go more into detail in why do I think is happening, all of this, etc. So if you're focusing Vegapunk for today, what I want to say is 22 years ago, when the Ohara when the Ohara destroyment happens, we have this conversation between Dragon and Vegapunk, and I talk about it with the other video a little bit, but this is just to mention quick. They have this chat, and Dragon wants Vegapunk, to be with them, and Vegapunk has the same thoughts, the same ideals, and he wants to do research and everything, but it's not the only reason for him to be with the world government is because they have resources, and his mind, his power of creativity, of invention can be unleashed only at the moment with the with the government. So I think we are gonna have this saga. In this saga, we are gonna see how most of the Vegapunks are gonna be destroyed, and I think they will leave 2 kind of alive. One of them is gonna be Lilith, and the other one is gonna be the main Stella, Vegapunk itself. And I think this is gonna happen this way because first we need to take one of these Vegapunks with us to reconstruct Frankie and give him updates. And second, because the connections with the Revolutionary Army. If we have this character that it's so clever, he can be so good for he can do so good for the world, etc. And so far he's been doing really bad things with the government, for the government. I think he doesn't join Revolutionary because the equipment and the means, they don't have it yet. I think this is the time to do that. I think at the end of EggHead, we are expecting Vegapunk, as I'm drawing here with the back here and everything. We're expecting him to go with Luffy and company, but I think Revolutionary Army is showing in the aftermaths before Luffy is able to leave, and Vegapunk will go with them, and he will say, take Lily with you because she's connected to me, and we have this the same abilities, so she's gonna be able to do the same things as I do. I don't think Lily is gonna be a Nakama, not at all, but this may be kind of an excuse for Vegapunk to be able to fix Frankie, and at the same time for Vegapunk to be able to go with someone else. Why do we have multiple characters? We have multiple characters because we need him in different locations at the same time. That's my opinion as a character designer, as a writer as well, as creative writer. So that's what I would do. I would create these multiple bodies, so everything that needs to be addressed can happen. And this is a tricky one. But this may be good for Blackbeard. If you check my previous video about Vista or about Aokiji, you will see that I'm one of those on the concept, talking about the concept that Blackbeard is gonna show up now, and it can be good for him because imagine if if Jorg, that is the bad Vegapunk, it is not destroyed in the process in this battle. They could actually take her, and that could be a very difficult situation for the good guys if Blackbeard has the means to mass destruction with the power of Vegapunk, or fighting against users with the tricks that Vegapunk has and everything. So let's do the code goes here in the front like this. So this Vegapunk has been involved with all the experiments since the very beginning. First time that we hear him talk about Vegapunk is at the very beginning in Ravasta. And as I say, Lasso, that is the Mr. 4 dog, Lasso, it's a creation by Vegapunk, so he created this concept of the Akuma no Mi, the fruits, to be able to be eaten by an object, and this is applied as well to Fangfried. Is CP9 is the CP9 leader Spandam when CP9 saga happens, the elephant sword that he has. So I think all of these tools can be used as well for our group. So they have an upgrade, and they have this kind of extra power that some of them need to be able to fight users or very strong characters. Like this can be a upgrade for Usopp, upgrade for Sanji, a little bit of upgrade for Nami too, a little bit of upgrade for Robin as well, because she's a fighter, but she can be in a very positive line if she learns to do or to use some of these tools as well. I think Vegapunk is the concept of let's swap already to some line work already. Vegapunk has been involved, he's basically the leader of Mats, working for the government, other scientists, as we know, Sanji's father, and then we have as well Caesar clone, then we have as well Queen as well is there. So all of these scientifics and the exploration about science in this saga, it is really interesting because it's telling me about the story is gonna go about science fiction a little bit now, and we're gonna have this robot from the past and everything, and it will make totally sense for me if they kind of drag a little bit Vegapunk out of this comfort zone that it's the lab to the story. I'm not saying that it's gonna be a Nakama, but having Lilith a little bit like Carrot in Big Mom saga, or in even they dragged her until the very end of Wano. It can be very interesting because you will see how he can use objects or teach Frankie, Usopp, etc. how to use some objects that they are beneficial for the evolution of the characters. And yeah, talking about the cloning, I think there's a lot to be revealed with Vegapunk in the upcoming saga of Elbaf as well. I think he's gonna reveal about the secrets with Stussy and all the rock spiders that have been cloned. I think Big Mom as well is a clone from Bonnie. I already explained this in my previous videos, but please go check some of the videos so you can understand fully the scope of the concept of Vegapunk when I talk about this. But to connect with Dragon, as I was talking in my previous video, I think he is aware of the secrets of the world. I think what he says is that he's been studying as well poneglyphs. That's the excuse that they use for wanting to kill him as well. And all of these things are good. So that's telling me this character, apart from what we know already that he is good, is telling me that has a small role to play still, and it is highly tied to the poneglyphs with Nico Robin. We know that he has a friend or a group of friends hiding in EggHead, and he called them. They called them so because they were under attack, but he didn't want to call them. And I think this group is the giants from Elbaf, in this case Saul. Well, Saul is not from Elbaf, but Saul and the group of people who kind of took the books from O'Hara, and this will be revealed soon. So we are gonna be able to see a little bit of sentimental moment between Robin and Saul. Let's see if we kind of do. This is all in one, kind of all in one together like this. Yeah, and this part as well like this. And now we'll separate this middle line. Okay. Yeah. So talking about Vegapunk is talking about experiments, talking about upgrades, talking about cloning. So I think Vegapunk is not a character that we keep with us for a very long time. I think it will make sense for me if he goes with the Revolutionary, with Dragon, because the past that they already shown they have a little bit of a past there. And let's do this bit as well, on the hands. I have some videos about talking about Big Mom. I think Vegapunk is a misunderstood character, but at the same time is playing the role of a scientific person that is crazy, like Frankenstein. Like in this case, they're portraying Einstein here, but I think he's referring to Frankenstein, how he creates the monsters, how he creates the pacifistas, the everything to. Because he needs, because his ability and his fruit as well, he needs this capacity of being able to reveal new things to the world, but I think he needs to put it in a good use. And the only thing to do that at the moment is having to go with Dragon, yes or yes, and redeem himself a little bit and be able to help everyone. Let's do this other hand as well. So the drawing makes a little bit more of sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, this part as well. I think it's the moment now, after everything that needs to happen, and before he goes, I think with Dragon, I think Dragon will show up soon, Kuma will show up soon as well, and they will ask Vegapunk to go with them. So I think before that happens, he needs to have a chat with Sanji as well, directly, not through a robot copy of himself. I think he needs to have a chat with Sanji about his abilities, what he can do, and what are his limits as well. All of these things that Sanji has as a taboo and he doesn't want. I think Vegapunk now, with seeing the powerless situation against Saturn, that Sanji is not going to be able to do much, apart of putting him in a bubble probably, and being able to lock him there. I think he needs a chat with Vegapunk, because Sanji is not going to go back in the story to talk with the father or to talk with any of the other people from Mats. So I think this kind of no mentor, but it may be a little bit needed to say, Sanji, you are this, you don't need to become like this, like that, and kind of give him a little bit of a heads up, so he's aware of his abilities, and he kind of understands a little bit that there's nothing wrong about it, and he doesn't need to use it only in extreme need, and he can actually make use of that. Kind of telling him, you are not gonna become your brothers, you are able to use, because I've been working in that team and I know what I'm talking about. Kind of instructions, let's see, manual instruction, like when you buy when you buy a fridge or whatever, or a new electronic device, that they have a little bit of that booklet. So let's 1 second have a look to, okay, I think it's looking really good so far. Let's go for the boots like this. He has these kind of flying boots, but I'm gonna change, as you know, like this kind of style of boots that I really like always, to give a little bit of sense there, and we will do this kind of space things that he has on the sides. Yeah, like this. Vegapunk was revealed, yeah, when talking about the lasso and the bazooka dog and everything, and then for Frankfurt as well, and it is a very, very nice character, very nice concept, but I think they need to squeeze him a little bit more. Now we're going to see a little bit of flashbacks and a little bit of things involving Vegapunk. We still need to see how he transforms Kuma into this robot, mindless robot, and he's friends with Kuma, and how he needs to, I think he needs to talk and try to convince Kuma to not do this, and because there's no coming back. But at the same time, we will see this ambition of him for wanting to explore new possibilities and new powers with the Pacifistas and the Seraphins, and it's gonna be really interesting. Probably that's the end of the flashback, in my opinion. And because with all these catastrophes that are happening to Kuma, I think he needs to have the full support of Vegapunk in all of this. This is looking really nice. Yeah, I think we can start adding a little bit of colors here. Some of the colors are, you know, very basic, like typical lab coat and typical. Let's do a little bit of red as well for the apple. This kind of dream or concept that he has about sharing the information with the world is gonna happen at the end of EggHead, when destroying. I think Luffy, as he always does, he needs to destroy this lab with the fight, like he destroys in Thriller Bark and every other places. So all that knowledge can be dispersed around the world, and people starts to know. I think how this is the final saga, people will start to understand the reality and the truth of the world government, and how bad they are. And the way of sharing this info is Vegapunk and this kind of internet that he created, basically. For this, I think he may end up killed at the end of the story, but I don't think it's gonna happen in EggHead. I think he still needs to help Dragon with some of the devices, maybe giving him the power of this power that Emu wants to power the robot and the I think that's an ancient weapon, that Mother Flame energy is ancient weapon used by Emu, mechanical ancient weapon. Please check out my videos about the ancient weapons, I will understand why I say this as well. And yeah, I think he needs to give, because so far we only know that Dragon is a man, they are a group of guys there that they fight for the world, but okay, what actually mass destruction weapons you can have to fight against this Gorusei and these weapons that they have. So they need a little bit of Vegapunk help there, I think. So let's paint here this as well, paint the tongue. I'm very looking forward to seeing this secret help that he has, these other people that he is hiding in EggHead, and when they reveal that this is Saul, it's gonna be very interesting, I think, because we are going into flashback with Vegapunk and Dragon and revolutionaries and why he's doing what he's doing, and a little bit of secrecies, like secrets in the One Piece world, and that's very juicy for me and very interesting. It's just gonna paint the trousers green, but we will add a little bit of shade in a second. And I'm not actually following exactly the colors and everything, because we haven't seen much him of an animated version yet much, so kind of playing here with the colors and adding some tones. Okay. Yeah, looks like this looks good. I think I want to add a little bit more of maybe orange here. Vegapunk is full of mystery, and at the same time I don't see a dedicated flashback for him or a dedicated reason for him to be focused, so I think his story is gonna be told by different characters, in this case Dragon, Kuma a little bit now, and then we will see Emu, the real reason of the Gorusei and all of these things, and we need to have him as they introduce him in pieces, 7 pieces, maybe in different flashbacks will make Vegapunk's flashback, to be honest. So this is looking really nice at the moment. Let's add some dark here as well. Feel free to leave some comments and some ideas about Vegapunk and what do you think is going to happen with him. I think Vegapunk, as I said, he goes with Dragon soon, and then we have Lilith going with Luffy, etc., to help reconstruct Frankie on the way to Elbaf. The other ones I think are going to be destroyed, and we may have a little bit of a story with Atlas now in the flashback, because she actually looks exactly like Genie, and it can be a memento for Kuma or something from you know, from when he was young or something like that. So let's we have the lab coat here. I'm gonna do it like a little bit grayish like this with the gloves as well, but it's in theory white, so we keep it quite clear tone. Yeah, like this. And then I'm gonna go for a, to be honest, I'm gonna go for a brown for the back. I think we've seen him since episode 1 in EggHead, so ready to go with Luffy, and yeah, let's go and let's do these things. save me, that I don't think he is gonna end up going with them. It's too obvious, I think. It will make more sense to me if we have this young character girl that we need, I think, a little bit feminine character as well in the crew, in this case fighter like Lily, and weapons expert like Frankie and Usopp, and creative and inventive and scientific like Chopper. So for a time being, like Carrot, it can give like a little bit of strength to the crew. We're missing this bit, I've got to paint this bit. Okay. This is very good. And now we paint the chin of the base. So I think for today this is what we got, and it was quite a quick drawing because Vegapunk is really small in size, and the theory is basically not much of a theory. It's basically things that I think is gonna happen, going to one place, going to another. That's why we have him split in pieces, because we need him in different places at the same time, and some of these kind of support characters for the main story, that is Dragon and the Revolutionaries, they need assistance. They need something to be able to contrarrest the weapon that Imu has. Vegapunk is gonna give them that fuel, so he needs to go with them. And at the same time, we keep one of the Vegapunks for Frankie to learn and to know more things. And yeah, so as soon as Kuma is back, he is gonna be kind of relieved from this Bonnie situation, that he's kind of taking care of her and scared about, you know, like a little child and everything. So once this happens, that is gonna happen in the next, you know, 4 or 5 episodes, then Vegapunk is free to go with the Revolutionary Army. We add some tones because I painted a little bit too black. It looked like when he was young, like this. It looks really nice like this. And I think this is it. Let's sign here on the corner. This is DavidViadel23, DavidViadel23. Feel free to say it how you want. Please check out my previous videos and comment here what's your opinion about this. And I hope you like it, I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much.